So when I was new, I did a lot of night shifts, and part of being on night shift, you encounter some spooky, I guess, stuff. So things like sounds or just people wandering around with like super quiet footsteps. It happens from time to time. Anyway, so one winter happened to be a particularly bad one. A lot of people ended up passing on that winter throughout the whole building I was in, not just this wing. Anyways, there was one guy who had a cough, maybe pneumonia he was dying from. It wasn't very good, and he ended up passing. Anyways, but he had a distinct cough towards me. It was super loud, it was super wet. You would know this cough anywhere kind of thing if you heard it. Anyway, so I know he's passed, I know he's gone, I happen to be on that same wing. And so learning that, I say to myself a little prayer for this guy. Hope he's okay upstairs in heaven, blah, blah, blah. Continuing on with my work. Anyway, so it's late in the morning. I keep hearing the same old guy cough. And I can hear it so well, so I take a look down the hall. I'm like, oh, like that's really struggling to breathe kind of cough. Better go check. Check on all my people. There's only 24 of them. Checked on all of them. No one's coughing. No one's awake. It's like 2 in the morning. It's super late for them. So I don't think anyone's awake. And so I check and I do room sweeps, and I get more thorough each time I happen to pass. I can't find out where this coughing is coming from. And it just wouldn't stop. This went on for like a while. It would like be really heavy coughing and then just kind of settle down. I'm like, okay, maybe they're all right. No, this got to the point where it was like at least an hour or more of this. So I dragged down my RN or LPN, whatever nurse I happened to find that day, to come check with me because I couldn't figure this out, and it sounds like someone could use some oxygen. Like I need extra help here. There's just too many people. The wing is big, and it's just me at night, unless someone happens to come visit for some reason. Anyway, so I get the nurse. I'm like, no, you have to wait till you hear the coughing. She's like, I'm busy. I have other stuff to do. I'm like, no, just give me the time, for the love of God. I know I'm new. Just please, just wait. And so finally, the coughing shows up. I'm so happy it does because I was looking crazy. So coughing happens. She's like, oh God, that does sound bad. Like, who is that? I'm like, I can't figure out who it is. So we open up all the doors and we both stand there, we both listen. We walk at opposite ends together. She's at one side, I'm at the other side of the hallway to see where it's coming from. We can't figure it out. We couldn't figure it out for a good while because the coughing just continuing to happen. And then it would happen and it would be so loud. And we could hear people tossing and turning, so we know that everyone else can hear it too. It's not just us. We're not being crazy. Someone is coughing. And she just looked at me, she's like, I don't know what kind of joke you're playing. Like, she just got mad. I'm like, this isn't a joke. Like, I need to know who this is. This matters for me too. I'm accountable just as you are. No, it was terrifying because we couldn't figure it out until we slowly got closer and closer to the guy's door because there was no one in the room yet. This passing has just happened. We got to his room and it stopped, which was unsettling to say the least because I knew he had passed. Like maybe the day before, maybe 2 at the most. I think it was him residual coughing or something. I think he wanted to know that he was still there because he used to be a former doctor. He used to order everyone else around and think that we were his nurses and stuff. That was very normal for him. A little bit rude about it sometimes, but, Alzheimer's. It happens, and he didn't know where he was. He thought he was in a doctor's office, even though obviously, of course not, it's a bedroom. So we assumed it was just a ghost at the end of the day, which happens, which made her even more unsettled. She's like, I don't want to be here anymore, and she leaves me on the wing. I wasn't very happy about that, but of course, I feel like she's more upset by it than I was. Like, for me, it was just kind of annoying, and now knowing maybe it's a ghost, I feel okay with that, knowing that someone isn't actually dying now. Like, that was okay with me, which is maybe sad, but whatever. Yeah, felt bad for her, because she didn't want to come down to that wing anymore. She purposely tried to not come down, or she'd call me ahead of time to see if there's coughing or anything, or like how things were going, so she didn't have to come down there anymore at night. Feels great to be left out to dry, that's for sure.